RedShark IBC 2023 coverage is sponsored by.
Hi, we're at IBC 2023 on the Atomos stand, and I'm with Paul, who's going to talk to us about some of the stuff that's new here. And there's been a lot going on, hasn't there? What's new?
There's been a lot going on, Dave. Yeah, so we announced two new Ninjas last month, the Ninja and the Ninja Ultra, and then just for the show we just announced two new Shoguns, the Shogun and the Shogun Ultra. So that's four new products.
So the Shogun is the one with the bigger screen?
Shogun's the biggest screen, so that's so basically the Ninja, as people are probably well aware, is a 5-inch 1000 nit screen, HDR screen, and the Shogun is a 2000 nit 7-inch screen. So that's a big differentiation between the Ninja series and the Shogun series.
There's a different level for each one of those, the Ninja and the Shogun, isn't there? So what's the difference between the standard, that doesn't have any addition to its name, and the Ultra? What are the differences between those?
Well, first of all, I guess what we've also tried to do is to make it easier to understand what the differences are. So we've aligned the features and the capabilities of the Ninja with the Shogun, and the features and the capabilities of the Ninja Ultra and the Shogun Ultra.
So if you know what a Ninja and a Ninja Ultra do, you'll automatically know what a Shogun and a Shogun Ultra do. Yeah,
correct. So
that makes sense.
To the differences you said about screen size, and then there's a couple of other things you get on the Shogun, like a little bit of extra powering options, and an SDI out. But pretty much the screen size is the main differentiator there. But we've kept the common features, a lot of common features between, as you say, both the Ninja and the Shogun, and then the Ultra's versions. And that's all within OS 11. So we have a brand new operating system called OS 11 across those four new products. And they bring a whole load of new features that we haven't really seen before. And to answer your question about the differences between the Ultra, well, I think there's sort of two main differences. One is just the sheer capabilities of the hardware to be able to do, let's say, 6K 30 RAW on the Ninja and the Shogun, but 8K 30 RAW on the Ultras. So that there's a difference there in capability of resolution and frame rate. But then also there are some additional features that are unlocked on the general capabilities within the feature. So let's say, for example, would be we have Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6 is standard, which obviously is an amazing standard. Wi-Fi 6. Yeah. It's been adopted in most devices now, high-end devices.
Yeah.
We have that on the Ninja and the Shogun, but we actually have Wi-Fi 6E on the Ultras. Now, actually, Wi-Fi 6E is almost unheard of in devices of this price point. It's been rolled out a lot more now. It's becoming a common standard, but that unlocks a third frequency band. It's 2.45 and 6 gig, which makes it much lower latency, much faster throughput.
And less susceptible to interference, because very few people are on that band.
That's right.
Already.
You've got a frequency band which is pretty untapped.
Yeah.
And as you say, there's a lot more data space within that to be able.
Oh, that's amazing.
So Wi-Fi 6E is a huge selling point for the Ultras. And then we've got some other sort of key features for the Ultra versions, which more lend themselves to sort of a premium and enhanced experience of camera to cloud. So we have the ability to record ProRes RAW and proxy now on the Ultras.
Simultaneously.
Right. And even better than that, actually, because of the sort of the enhancements that we've made within the OS, we can actually record 4K 60 ProRes RAW rather than we used to obviously record 4K 30 ProRes DNX with a proxy. Now we can record 4K 60 ProRes RAW on the Ultras and with a proxy.
So really substantial improvements.
Yeah, massive improvements.
Yeah. So just to talk about the proxies for a minute, well, what format are the proxies?
That's another advantage that we've had with our OS 11 as well. We've now got a new feature where we can actually put the device in a single codec mode where you just want to record. Well, we call it a proxy, but it's not really. I guess it's not really a proxy anymore.
No, it's
one file.
It's 8 megabits or something, isn't it? Something like that.
We can, depending on the tier of subscription you're on with Atomos Cloud Studio, we can actually record up to 30 megabits per second.
Oh, why?
8265, and up to 4K now. So one of the big differences with our new OS.
So you could call it a proxy, but that sort of bit rate and that resolution, that is actually beyond what is actually transmitted from playout servers for broadcast. That.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a faster file.
So just to put it in perspective, you know, we're going to get onto camera to cloud, but you'll be able to use your so-called proxy to publish directly. You don't need to relink it with iPods and footage.
That's an interesting point, because a lot of people that we're finding with using camera to cloud is that they actually don't necessarily need to relink it with anything. No. They want the fastest way of getting from a camera, and we call it with an Atomos, we call it, sort of lens to likes. It's the fastest way of getting something that's happening almost in real time.
So this video that we're taking now, it could be published to social media within minutes.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
and as we talked about, it could be a super high quality 4K H.265 file at 30 megabits per second. It's not. It's really not a proxy.
Yeah. Okay. No. Thanks for clearing that up. So we've been talking about camera to cloud. We've been talking about Wi-Fi. So let's talk about some of these camera to cloud workflows and why you'd want to use them.
Yeah. Well, it's the fastest way to get content from an event, from a situation. It could be a live event. It could be scripted. It could be documented.
Yes.
For someone anywhere in the world to collaborate and start to edit and collaborate and get that content published. And it's just been phenomenal how it's really in the last 12 to 18 months to see how people are using it and how it's becoming the norm. It's becoming the standard. And for in our industry, for things to change around that quick, to go back to 2022 when it was launched, people saying, what is camera to cloud?
Yeah.
To have the acceptance of it as a known standard, becoming a standard.
It is.
Pretty quick.
And I think it's something that is kind of in the back of your consciousness until you see somebody using it. It was like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
And it's when you see a practical application of it, rather than talking about the theory, that you realize how incredible it is. So just to reiterate how you get into camera to cloud from the new Ninjas and Shoguns, the Shoguns have all the connections built in. Don't they?
Very good point. Yeah.
Yes.
So obviously, when we talk about the difference between the products, one key difference is apart from the screen size is, as you say, all the connectivity, the Wi-Fi, the Ethernet, the air glue wireless time code thing, all of that is built into the Shogun. So it's one complete integrated package. The Ninja and the Ninja Ultra, they're just as accomplished. And because we said the features are quite nicely aligned actually. But for that product, you have to attach the Atomos Connect module onto the back of the Ninja, and then it becomes very simple.
And it gives it complete parity.
Yeah, it does.
In a sense. Yeah. All right, Paul, that's a fantastic overview. Thanks ever so much. And I'm sure they'll do very well.